everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another sleek makeup look, and this one I've decided to call my all one brand makeup tutorial sort of thing. Now the majority of the products that I'm using on my face today are from Sleek Makeup. I'm using one of their new limited edition eyeshadow palettes, which is the On the Horizon palette, which you can buy from Sleek and Superdrug. I'm wearing a Matte Me lipstick, which is the first one I've ever bought. Not even bought, my best friend bought this for me. It's the first one I've ever used, so I thought let me just kind of create an all brand makeup tutorial based on Sleek, because I've never done one like this, which is all predominantly drugstore as well. I think I've done one drugstore makeup tutorial and that's probably about it. Now there are one or two things that obviously aren't Sleek, so I'm not going to really mention them, but I'll just list them below. But the eyes, the cheeks, the lips, so the main kind of products are all from Sleek. So this is a very kind of warm toned reddish orange makeup look, which I thought is perfect for the kind of fall autumn season, but a little bit on the bright side still. So you've got some browns in there, some deep greens as well, and I got some orange earrings thrown in. These are from Topshop, by the way. And yeah, so that's it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what your thoughts are and any other suggestions for makeup tutorials you might want to see, and I'll see you all in the video. Bye everybody. So foundation and eyebrows is already done. Everything will be listed below in the info bar. So I'm using from the On the Horizon palette this shade called Beach, and I'm applying it all over my lid with my Sigma E40 blending brush. This is just to set any primer on the eyes and then to kind of blank out the eyes as well. And then I am using the shade Harvest Moon, and I'm going backwards and forwards in the crease with a Morphe M330 blending brush. This is an amazing brush to use, I absolutely love it. So this is the transitional kind of crease shade that I'm just doing in standard form, nothing different, nothing special, just blending it out so that I'm creating an almost gradient sort of effect, going from dark to light up towards the brow bone. Next I'm using the shade called Chestnut, and I'm applying it to the outer V area with a Coastal Scents brush. And I'm applying it quite gently and slowly building up the colour. I'm not doing my usual kind of really dramatic smoky eye as in the outer part of the area. So as you can see, I'm creating a little line just going slightly upwards but still staying underneath the crease area, and then I am dragging it inwards into that V. So I'm creating a V, but then at the same time I'm making sure it's not a V, if that makes sense. So I'm creating the V and then dragging the shade inwards, so it's almost like a little pyramid triangle shape in the corner. So keep doing that, building up the colour to the desired intensity that you want it to have. And then as always, go back in with your initial blending brush and then just make sure there are no harsh lines on the edge of that dark brown into the orange. Then the next shade I'm going to be using is called Bonfire, which is a gorgeous shimmery orange, and I'm applying it all over the lid area with a Royal and Langnickel eye shading brush, and just tapping this on and building up the colour again to the desired intensity that you want. I went in about 2 times, so 2 layers, to really kind of build up that orange because I love this shade. And then I'm taking a little bit more of that chestnut just to blend between those 2 colours, again to make sure there are no harsh lines and so that the 2 shades blend seamlessly into each other. Then I'm using the shade Dewdrop and I'm applying it with a MAC 227 fluff brush to my brow bone. This is a really nice kind of pale shimmery lilac shade, but it doesn't look too lilac because I'm applying it to my brow bone quite lightly. And then again go back in with that same blending brush and make sure that there are no harsh lines between those 2 shades as always. And then I'm setting my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel. Again, I do that after I've done my eyeshadow. It's just to make sure that there is no like shadows or anything like that lurking around. And then as always, I'm doing my eyeliner, my winged out eyeliner, and I'm using the L'Oreal Superliner Perfect Slim. I'll link below my how-to eyeliner video because I normally tend to skip through this quite quickly. And now after mascara, I'm using my classic Demi Wispy eyelashes by Ardell. And then I'm going to be using one of the Sleek Cream Contour Kits. This is in the shade, which one is it? It's medium. And I'm applying it to, or the highlighting shade, to my usual highlighting points with my Morphe E30 brush. This is just to basically give your face a little bit of definition. Now I'm using the same cream contour kit but in the dark kit. And I kind of used this shade to begin with, and I was like, it's not really as dark as I want it to be, so I went for this shade in the middle, which one is slightly darker, and I'm applying it with the Queenie brush by Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. So this is just to carve out my cheekbones to give my face a little bit more definition. I've got a round face, so I just tend to contour the edges of my face ever so slightly. I don't tend to do it too much because I just want my face to have definition, because foundation can make your face appear very, very flat. And then I'm very roughly kind of blending it in. The whole point of cream contour is so that it looks natural. So using a thick brush like this means that the lines will be a little bit harsh, but that's how I want it to be to begin with, before I went in with a beauty blender to blend everything out, including the highlight. Not forgetting to cover those dark under eye circles. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade medium just to apply it to the under eye area, and using a very dirty looking beauty blender, and obviously making sure it's damp. Just blend it all out so that basically your under eye looks light and refreshed, and it doesn't look like you've only had 6 hours sleep. And then I'm setting it all with that same damp beauty blender with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm applying it to all the areas where I've applied concealer, cream highlight, that sort of thing. And I'm literally going to leave it to set for a couple of seconds before I brush it all off. And then to set the rest of the face, I'm using my MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation with a Sigma F30 large powder brush, my mistake. And I am now using the Sigma Face Form palette in the shade Fair, and I am going in with the F40 brush by Sigma to basically set all the areas where you saw me applying the cream contour very, very lightly. I'm not doing it heavily at all, because obviously then that's 2 layers of contouring, and then that's just like way too much, and we don't quite like how that may look. And then I am cutting the contour as I always do, using the Morphe M459 flat contour brush, and then I am brushing it off with a Real Techniques contour brush as I always do. This is just to make everything look really sharp and tidy and neat, and basically giving my face, my round face, a lot more structure than it normally does because it's round. And now I am obviously prepping my lips as I always do with some Carmex lip balm, which is like my favorite all-time lip balm. Okay. And now we have to finish off the eyes, and I am using the shade Moss, and I am using it on the lower lash line with a Royal and Langnickel Pro blender brush. This is just to give a little bit of a different kind of colour, because I'm wearing like quite a lot of oranges and different types of peaches and that sort of thing, so I wanted to kind of give the eyes something a little bit different. And now for the inner corner, I'm using the Solstice highlighting palette, and I'm using the shade, what's it called? I can't remember, Equinox, I think that's it, Equinox. And I'm applying it to the tear duct with a MAC pencil brush. This is just to brighten up the eyes, and another use of this palette which I like to do, I like to use it on my eyes sometimes. So the eyes are now done, and now I am using one of the Blush by 3 cheek palettes. It's called Lace, and I'm using the shade Crochet and Chantilly, and I am applying it as a blush to my backs of my cheeks, as I have a round face, so I don't tend to put it on the apples of my cheeks. And I'm doing it, I know it seems like it's taking me a long time to do it, but this blush, or sleek blushes in general, are really pigmented, so I have to do it quite slowly and build up the colour so that it doesn't go overboard. And now I'm using the Solstice palette again, and I'm using the shade Subsolar, and I am applying it to my cheekbones with a Morphe M501 Pro pointed blender brush, which I love to use to highlight. So highlight up those cheekbones, the tip of your nose ever so slightly, as well as your Cupid's bow, and then just use that same blush brush just to blend out any harsh lines and make the highlight look a little less harsh, if that's possible. And then I'm using one of the Matte Me lip creams in Rioja. I have no idea how to pronounce that sauce. And I'm using first Ruby Woo lip liner by MAC because I just don't have any sleek red lip liners. So I felt that this was kind of the best match for this. It actually worked really, really well. So I was quite happy with that. And then I'm using, as I said, the lipstick. And this is a very kind of red orangey shade. So I think it worked quite nicely with the eyes. It didn't clash with the eyes as a normal red would kind of clash, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's it for this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!